Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to transplant this hydroponic plant into soil. So I have been growing this plant in this system for a while, and when the plant was small, it was great. Everything was going well until it gotten pretty large, and then it begins to drink too much. And so this container is pretty small. It's a little less than a gallon just to fill it up to where the plant can use the nutrients and not drown from it, because this is a sort of like a cracky setup, and right now it's the water level is pretty low, and so if I have to refill, I will have to refill just slightly to the halfway mark where the roots are, and it's just not enough. Every few days I have to add nutrients. It's just too much work. So today we are going to transplant this into soil. But actually, before we do that, I'm gonna let the plant drink a little bit more and allow the water level to drop almost all the way to the bottom. And when that happens, the top part of the plant will begin to develop air roots. And when I transplant with a lot of air roots into soil, it seems to recover much better than if I take it out of hydroponic and then transplant it right away. The shock period is longer if you do that, and it takes the plant a little longer to recover. And while I'm at it, this is the compost system that I've been using for a while. All of this here has been compost that I made over the last few months. And guys, this thing here is amazing soil. It's just so healthy. Even you see, these are, I think they're some kind of fruit, jackfruit or something, that I threw in here, and it started to grow. But there's a lot of life in here. When I close it, that's like these decomposter, those little bugs, they're everywhere. So anyway, the compost is very, very rich right now. And so look at this. If you squeeze it, it kind of stick, but also kind of loose. That's the type of soil you want, because it allows you to it allows the plant to move around because there's a lot of air, and also it can retain water much better than the soil that you buy. So this is going to be a great system, and so I'm going to plant that plant there directly into the compost, and then we'll see how it works. I'm not going to feed it the whole season because there should be plenty in there. Okay, today we are going to transplant this pepper plant into its permanent home, which is my compost bin. The water level is pretty much all the way down to the bottom. And look at that. You see all those air roots? The air roots are the ones with hairs. And so let's see the water level. Yep, it dropped all the way to the bottom. So it is a good time to take this out and transplant it. And because I kept the hole pretty small, I'm gonna have to break this container to get the roots out without damaging it. And so let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll transplant it. Okay, so here we are, and you can actually just plant it with the plastic here on it, but I don't like that. I like my plant to not be restricted, so these net cup can be cut and you still can use it. So here we are. Okay, so we're gonna transplant it into the raised bed. Into the compost bin. Okay, so here's my compost bin, and when we transplant hydroponic plants into soil, we need to keep it in the shade for about a week or more, and once everything is adjusted, then we can bring it back out into full sun. You see, these are my little composter. They break down, they eat, and they break down everything in here. Okay, so because my composter has wheels on it, we're just gonna move it into the shade. Okay, I moved it into my patio here, and so we are going to prepare this. Look at this beautiful compost. So you want the soil to be like that, nice and soft, and allows water to drain easily. So compost is like magic. It's like gold for your plants. Okay, so I need 2 hands, so I'm just gonna put the camera down and transplant this, and then I will show you. Okay, here we are, pretty much done. I just dug that hole, and then I placed the plant in. Make sure it stand up straight. Push it down a little bit. That way when the wind blows, it doesn't fall over. Man, it looks bigger than when it was in that 1 gallon container in hydroponic. Look how big it is. Okay, so we're gonna give it a little bit of water, and then we're just gonna keep it here for maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then I'll roll it back into the full sun. Okay, this is 3 days after the transplant, and as usual, the plant is gonna go through shock. It's gonna drop leaves, and as you can see here, the leaves drop there, and also you see the sun is beating on the plant directly, and this is the only place I can put it, but it's better if you can put it in a more shaded area for a week or so until it get established and come back to normal. But this is okay because this is an outdoor plant, so it won't go through as much of a shock as if you transplant the plant that came from within your house. Okay, so make sure that there's moisture in the soil, because it really needs that, and then it should recover pretty soon. It's making good progress right now. The leaves gonna be soft in the first few days, and that's just normal, but once the roots grow new ones, the plant is going to recover and it will be fine. So we'll come back once it's ready to go, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's all recovered. Okay, here we are exactly 1 month after transplanting, and man, this thing is starting to look beautiful. So it recovered completely, and now it's fully adjusted to the soil condition. The sun is beating up on top of it right now, and no issue because it's fully adjusted. Roots are growing, and look at all these beautiful new leaves. It's even started to form flowers right here. So in a few more months, this plant is going to produce a ton of pods, and because it's sitting in a bucket full of compost rich soil, man, this thing is going to grow beautifully. So yeah, this bucket method that I've been using to grow my plants, they work amazing. With this air tube right here, it helps to feed air into the compost deeper layer in the early beginning when I first start the composting. And so now the soil is really nice and rich, and so I don't even have to fertilize the plants at all. It's gonna grow fine. And if you guys want to see what the plant will look like in a few months when it produces pods, I can come back and do an update. But man, this thing is just looking incredible. So anyway, guys, the composting system right here works great. I use it all the time. And let me show you a few more of these that I made, that I'm growing all kinds of stuff, and they're just amazing. So here are 2 systems. And I put random stuff in there. Like, for example, I propagated figs, and like I don't have anywhere else to put them, so I left them in here, and man, they're just growing like crazy, producing figs right here. And then this is a persimmon that I dug out of the ground, and it's growing beautifully. And then on this side here, I have some more figs, and look at that, guys. These are just propagated branches that I have nowhere to put, and so I decided just plug it into the compost soil right here and just let it grow, and now it's just growing like crazy. Very beautiful, and it looks so healthy. And this one here is a Annona, which is a sugar apple. And look how healthy this looks. You see, all the bottom layer here is all compost I made over the year, and it's just feeding the plant, and they're just doing really, really well. Look at that. So very, very healthy, nice and green and lush. But yeah, anyway, the peppers are doing great. So let me know if you want an update, and I will come back and show you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.